We all have those deeply held values, don't we? Things like, family, integrity, maybe a sense of purpose.
Absolutely. The things we say matter most.
Exactly. And we can talk about them really clearly, maybe over coffee or, when things are calm.
Mm-hmm.
But then life throws that curveball. Suddenly there's pressure. And those ideals we hold, sometimes, they seem to just crumble.
Yeah, that's a common experience, unfortunately.
You've probably felt it yourself, right? That really uncomfortable tension between what you know is right deep down and what the moment seems to demand.
That pinch point.
Yes. So in this deep dive, our mission is really to unpack why our values sometimes buckle under that pressure.
And more importantly, how we can build something stronger.
Right. What we're calling an unshakable inner foundation.
Hmm.
And when we say inner security, we mean that stable sense of self-worth. The kind that isn't just knocked over by criticism or praise even or life's challenges.
It's that internal anchor.
Exactly. So we'll look at insights from, well, everywhere, ancient wisdom, modern psychology, to find where this true security comes from.
And how to live more authentically, even when, the chips are down.
So over the next few minutes, we'll look at some real life dilemmas, those tough choices. We'll delve into the psychology. Why does pressure mess with our choices?
Yeah, what's going on in the brain there?
We'll try to uncover where genuine inner security actually comes from.
The source.
Explore how just being authentic influences others, maybe more than arguing does.
That's a really interesting angle.
And finally, some practical ways, things you can actually do to build a life that feels more solid, that can handle the storms.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay, so let's dig into this idea of crunch time. It's one thing to say, oh, family first or integrity over profit when everything's smooth sailing.
Right, easy then.
But what about when life puts the squeeze on you? Tony Dungy calls them crunch time challenges, like instant stress tests for your priorities.
Pop quizzes for the soul, almost.
Yeah, like imagine this. You just lost your job, your head's spinning, you're trying to update your resume, feeling that anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Familiar feeling for many.
And right then, your daughter comes in, totally unaware, needing help with homework, something that needs your focus. What gets priority? Right then.
That's a tough one. Immediate crisis versus long-term relationship.
Or here's another one. You get offered your dream job. Huge advancement, more money, everything you've worked for.
Go.
But you have to move to another state.
Okay.
And your son is just starting his senior year of high school.
Oof. Yeah. That's not an easy call at all.
It's exactly that pop quiz for your heart, isn't it?
It really is. And what's fascinating, like you said, these aren't new problems for people. If we look back, think about Joshua in the Bible, the one who took over from Moses.
Okay.
His famous line, "As for me and my family, we will serve the Lord." He didn't say that at a party.
No.
No, it was decades into this really tough journey. In a new place, people were complaining, grumbling, felt like they didn't have enough.
So things were difficult.
Extremely. And that's when he drew his line in the sand. He chose his priorities when it was anything but comfortable or easy. He knew his values weren't just for show. They had to hold weight.
That's a powerful image. Load-bearing values. So these moments, these pop quizzes, they really show us if our values are just, decorative wallpaper.
Or if they're the actual foundation beams of our character.
Exactly. But why? Psychologically, what happens? Why do those beams sometimes seem to give way?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And understanding the why is key. Is it a moral lapse or is something else going on?
Right.
Robert Greene, who writes a lot about human nature, has some insights here. He points out that when people feel insecure or defensive, their minds essentially slam shut.
Slam shut.
Yeah, like they go into self-protection mode. Think of it like your brain's threat detector, the amygdala, hijacking the system. Rational thought takes a back seat.
Okay, so it's almost primal.
Very much so. Decisions in that state, they often come from fear, from needing to protect your ego or just survive the moment, not necessarily from your highest ideals.
That makes sense.
And Greene also explains we have this deep, deep emotional need for validation. We like to think we're independent, smart,
Sure.
but we kind of need others to confirm that for us through respect or appreciation. And in a world that often feels harsh, we don't always get that.
No, validation can be scarce.
Right. But Greene says when you do offer it genuinely, you see people visibly relax, their defenses lower, their minds open up.
Interesting.
They become more receptive, more willing to connect, and they feel like they're choosing freely because that core need for security, for feeling okay, has been met.
So maybe it's not always straightforward hypocrisy when someone compromises their values. It could be this powerful effect of inner security, or rather, the lack of it.
Exactly.
Like the person who normally values honesty, but maybe fudges things on a job application after being unemployed for months.
The pressure is immense.
Or the parent who prioritizes work over family time when a big promotion, maybe one that promises financial relief, is on the line.
These aren't necessarily bad people making bad choices. They're often scared people making choices from a place of perceived threat or lack.
Yeah.
Deeply human responses, even if flawed.
Okay.
So Green's kind of daily law for influence ties right into this. He suggests instilling that feeling of inner security in others. How? By mirroring their values, showing genuine respect, appreciating their perspective.
So it's about making them feel secure first.
Precisely. Which leads to this kind of counterintuitive idea. The path to living your values authentically might actually start not just with willpower.
Which can run out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with cultivating inner security, both in yourself and helping foster it in the people around you. Security breeds security. Willpower is finite. Security is generative.
That really reframes things. Okay, so if inner security is the bedrock, the foundation,
Yeah.
where does it actually come from?
Yeah, good question. Because if it's not about, clinging to our status or winning every argument.
Right. If it's not about defending, then what is it?
Well, the sources we looked at point towards something maybe surprising. Aligning ourselves with something bigger than just us. Something transcendent.
Bigger than ourselves.
Yeah. The Tao Te Ching has that beautiful line. By not claiming greatness, the sage achieves greatness.
What does that mean in practice?
I think it means when we stop constantly trying to prove our worth, trying to defend our ego, needing that external pat on the back.
We let go of that struggle.
Yes. And we free up huge amounts of mental and emotional energy we can then use for something more useful, more constructive. We become less reactive, more centered, and ironically, often more effective because our strength isn't dependent on what others think. It comes from inside.
Okay, letting go of the need to prove ourselves. So how do we actively, build that inner resource, that sense of enoughness?
Well, Ralph Waldo Emerson gives us a very practical tool. Cultivate the habit of being grateful.
Gratitude. We hear that a lot.
We do, but it's powerful. It's not just about feeling warm and fuzzy, though. That's nice.
Right.
It actively shifts your brain's focus away from what you think you lack towards what you genuinely possess, and that generates this feeling of abundance, of resilience. It's like an internal recalibration that makes you less reliant on external circumstances for your sense of well-being.
So it's about focusing on the internal state.
Exactly. And this ties into something really old, actually. Aesop, the fable guy?
Sure.
He said, "He that is discontented in one place will seldom be happy in another."
Ouch. That hits home.
Doesn't it? It highlights that true security rarely comes from just changing our surroundings. The source of contentment or discontentment is often internal. It's about the lens we use, not just the location.
So it's less about finding the perfect job or place and more about cultivating that inner peace wherever we are.
That seems to be the wisdom, yes.
Right.
It's a shift from chasing external achievements to cultivating internal qualities.
Simon Sinek adds another interesting layer here. He talks about investing in people, not just ideas.
Why people?
Because, he says, good people can fix a bad idea, but bad people can ruin even a great one. He also notes that great leaders often trust their gut. They win hearts before they win minds.
Okay, so that speaks to a different kind of strength again.
Yeah, one based on connection, empathy, maybe, an internal compass that isn't just swayed by spreadsheets or polls.
Right. It's about building trust, isn't it? And trust is a form of security in relationships.
Absolutely. Which brings us to influence.
Yes, because understanding this inner security piece also sheds light on why some people just are more influential than others, naturally.
Without seeming to try too hard.
Exactly. Genuine influence, it seems, flows from that authenticity, that deep well of inner security, not just from having the loudest voice or the slickest argument.
So when someone is operating from conviction, not defensiveness, we sense that.
We absolutely feel it. They seem less bothered about proving themselves right and more focused on figuring out what is right or finding common ground. They listen better. They respond thoughtfully. They just draw people in because they aren't radiating fear or self-interest.
It's almost like their security is contagious. When they aren't trying so hard to prove something, maybe our own defenses relax a bit.
I think that's exactly it. Our mirror neurons pick up on their calm. And it connects back to Green's point about confirming others' self-opinions.
Okay, but let's push on that a bit. Couldn't that feel like manipulation if it's not sincere? if you're just saying what they want to hear?
That's a crucial distinction. It is manipulation if the intent isn't genuine appreciation and respect.
So the key is the source of the validation.
Yes. When someone is operating from their own inner security, they can genuinely see and appreciate the good, the wisdom, the experience in others without needing something back. The magic isn't a trick. It's meeting that real human need for validation sincerely.
It disarms the ego, maybe. Allows for real connection.
Precisely. It creates an environment where both people can relax and just be authentic. There's ancient wisdom on this too.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that one who loves himself as he loves everyone is fit to be a teacher in this world.
Loves himself as he loves everyone.
It suggests that healthy self-acceptance, not narcissism, but a balanced self-regard, allows us to genuinely appreciate others. We're not giving from a place of emptiness, needing validation back. We're giving from fullness.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Giving from fullness. And on a much lighter note, Victor Boers, the comedian,
Ah, yes.
he had that great line, laughter is the closest distance between two people.
Uh-huh. I love that.
It points to such an immediate way to create that safety, doesn't it? When we laugh together, defenses just drop.
Instantly. It signals trust, shared humanity, a moment of just ease. It bypasses all the usual barriers.
So, okay, we've talked about the challenges, the psychology, the sources of security, the nature of influence. What does this all mean for you listening? How do we take these big ideas and actually use them?
Right. The practical application. How do you build that unshakable foundation day to day?
Yeah, move from theory to reality.
Well, on a personal level, I think it starts with developing some serious self-awareness.
Noticing your own patterns.
Exactly. Recognizing those early signs when you start feeling defensive or insecure, maybe that knot in your stomach or a flash of anger or the urge to blame someone else.
And then what?
Pause. Just pause. Don't react immediately.
Mm.
And intentionally ask yourself, okay, what deeper value do I actually want to serve right now? Not just, what does my fear want me to do?
That takes practice.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And cultivating gratitude, like Emerson suggested, that's a powerful daily practice. Maybe just taking 5 minutes each morning to jot down 3 things you genuinely appreciate. It sounds simple, but it literally rewires your focus.
And protecting your headspace.
Yes, consciously choosing not to let, as the source said, complainers or blamers influence your thoughts too much. Protecting that inner calm.
Okay, so that's the internal work. What about interacting with others?
Interpersonally, it's about actively trying to create that emotional safety for them.
How do you do that?
It could be leading with questions instead of pronouncements. Showing genuine curiosity about where they're coming from. Really listening, making it clear you're more interested in understanding them than in making them understand you.
That's a subtle but big shift.
It really is. You're essentially creating the conditions for their inner security to surface, which in turn makes the whole interaction better, stronger. It benefits everyone.
It makes the whole system healthier.
Exactly. And this brings us to what we could call the paradox of surrendered strength.
Paradox of surrendered strength. Tell me more.
True strength, real resilience, often doesn't come from tightening control or projecting this image of being invincible.
No.
Often it comes from aligning yourself with principles, with values that are bigger than your immediate self-interest, bigger than your ego.
Like Joshua choosing his family's path even when it was hard.
Precisely. That wasn't weakness. It was anchoring himself to something unshakable, something transcendent. Think about a leader who empowers their team, trusts them, even accepts the risk that things won't be perfect.
That fosters trust and innovation, usually.
Right, which is ultimately stronger than micromanaging everything out of fear.
No.
Or think of a parent choosing presence, just being there with their kid even when their phone is buzzing and the to-do list is screaming.
That's prioritizing long-term connection over short-term productivity.
That is surrendered strength. It's choosing the deeper value.
So it's like we're architects, designing a life, maybe, building a solid structure for our spirit.
Like that analogy.
The foundation is that inner security rooted in those bigger transcendent values. The frame gets built with those consistent daily practices, the gratitude, the pauses, the self-awareness.
The habits that reinforce the foundation.
And the walls.
Yeah.
They're constructed from authentic relationships, built on genuine validation, mutual respect. They provide support, maybe some accountability too.
And it's crucial to remember this isn't a project you finish.
No, it's ongoing.
It's about continuous strengthening, learning, maybe patching things up sometimes, adapting. It's not about being perfect. It's about the direction, the constant purposeful effort.
Right. Okay, so wrapping up. We've covered a lot. We've seen how our values get tested in that crunch time.
Those pressure points.
We explored the psychology of why insecurity can make us wobble.
And where true, unshakable security might actually come from, often from letting go, not holding on tighter.
And how that authentic, secure presence is where real influence lies.
Yeah, influence through connection, not control.
So the wisdom we've talked about today, it really suggests that when you consciously choose to build that inner architecture rooted in values, fueled by security, you're not just building a better life for yourself.
There's ripples.
Exactly. You almost become like a lighthouse in a storm, steady, guiding, helping others navigate towards safety and, well, maybe even happiness just through your own principled way of being your authentic presence.
A powerful image to end on.
So go out there and let your light shine.